Paragraph 4. Two schools of thought exist concerning the cause of these outbreaks. Here, the verb exist is the main verb, and it clarifies that we have two schools of thought regarding the cause of these outbreaks. But what outbreaks? This is a demonstrative pronoun and refers to outbreaks mentioned in the previous paragraph 3. And what were those outbreaks? Actually, the outbreak of acanthasters that attack corals and the aftermath consequences. So we have two schools of thought regarding these issues, and here we have we can interpret this clause from two different points of views. Let me discuss this further. Perhaps this was a restrictive relative clause that concerns the cause of these outbreaks. And according to what we previously mentioned regarding reductions in sentences in terms of grammar, by eliminating, we can, as a rule of thumb, we can eliminate that, and the verb clung to that changes into a gerund. Concerning the cause of these outbreaks. Or this clause can be regarded as a prepositional phrase. Yeah, as a prepositional phrase, because concerning is a preposition. Concerning is a prepositions like on, like of, like for, like regarding, like concerning. So on, of, for, about, all are prepositions, and let me write this here. Preposition. Preposition, and after prepositions we have nouns or noun phrases plus noun or noun phrase. Okay. In this interpretation, that we look at this clause as a prepositional phrase, a preposition adhering to a noun or a noun phrase. We can change the position of this clause. For example, we can rewrite the sentence this way: concerning the cause of these outbreaks, comma, two schools of thought exist. You can change. You can actually replace concerning with another preposition, regarding. Yeah. So the first sentence here The first sentence of paragraph 4 can be interpreted in two different ways in terms of grammar. The first interpretation states that the clause beginning with concern here, this clause, is the reduction form of relative clause of that. According to this interpretation, the original sentence has been two schools of thought. Two schools of thought exist that concern the cause of these outbreaks. And when we eliminate that, the relative pronoun of that, we need to replace the verb with its gerund form. With its gerund form. And here its gerund form is concerning the cause of these outbreaks. Another interpretation is that this clause is a prepositional phrase. Actually, since concerning is a preposition, and what comes after concerning is a noun phrase. So we can look at this clause as a prepositional phrase. And when we have such a prepositional phrase, we can replace the places of clauses making this sentence. Actually, I want to say that we can say concerning the cause of these outbreaks, comma, two schools of thought exist. One group holds that they are natural phenomena that have occurred many times in the past, citing old men's recollections of earlier outbreaks and evidence from traditional cultures. In the sentence, holds is the main verb, also the verb citing here, which is changed form verb, plays a pivotal role to get across the meaning of the sentence. This clause after comma. This clause is not a reduced clause. This sentence stems from a kind of merging two independent clauses, and I will explain it later. Although I have passed this kind of merging two clauses and house them in just one sentence when reading past paragraphs. The pronoun they here refers to outbreaks, but what outbreaks? The outbreak of increasing in the number of acanthasters and their attacks upon corals. And the sentence states that this increase in the number of acanthasters and their attacks upon corals are natural phenomena. And phenomena here is a Latin plural. It is the plural form of a singular, a Latin rooted word, which is phenomenon. Again, we have mentioned Latin rooted words and their plural forms, and the rule to make plural Latin rooted words. This sentence states that increasing the number of acanthasters and their attacks upon corals are natural occurrences, and they have occurred many times in the past. But on what grounds? On the grounds of old men's recollections of earlier outbreaks and evidence from traditional cultures. They have actually mentioned two pieces of evidence for their claim. But let me discuss the kind of merging appear in the sentence. The original form of this sentence has been has been this. The original form of this sentence has been this. One group holds that they are natural phenomena that have occurred many times in the past. We have a full stop here, and the next sentence, it cites old men's recollections of earlier outbreaks and evidence from traditional cultures. Since the subject of these two sentences are one, or they refer to just one thing, we can reduce one of them. We reduce it here. Firstly, we remove the full stop and replace it with a comma, and remove the subject it here, and we change the form of the verb cite and turn it into its gerund, citing. And now we achieved this sentence. But a crucial question: how can we distinguish merging two independent clauses like what we just discussed here with reduction? If this clause were a reduction, the immediate word, the word immediately mentioned before citing, or the whole clause mentioned before citing, uh, must cite something. But it is reasonable that this clause cite something, or the word past here cite something. No, it is not reasonable. It is reasonable that this now phrase, which is subject here, cite something. So this sentence, it actually tickles our mind that we think of merging two independent clauses. So we explore the merging explanation for this for this sentence, and we see that it is reasonable that this is a merging. I forgot to mention something interesting about the verb hold. Hold, besides its common meaning, that means to keep something under your control, for example, to keep something, to retain something. But for example, I hold my book. I keep my book in my hands, for example. Has also other meanings. And an interesting one is to believe something, to state something, to be of a specific opinion. For example, in the sentence, one group holds that, we mean one group believes that. One group is of the opinion that. The last sentence in this paragraph, the other group maintains that recent human activities ranging from physical coral destruction through pollution to predator removal have triggered these events. In this sentence, the main verb is here maintain. Maintain has a common meaning: to keep something, to continue something. But in this sentence, it means to claim something. Like hold, maintain has a common meaning that I just mentioned, and also it carries other meanings too. In this sentence, maintain is means hold, means believe, but in a stronger uh, sense of word. Here maintain means to claim, to assert, but hold here is more softer than maintain. Hold here is more softer than maintain. It means it means believe, to be of the opinion. All right. The other group maintains that recent human activities, ranging from physical coral destruction through pollution to predator removal, have triggered these events. This paragraph states two reasons for the outbreak, for acanthaster outbreak, for actually increasing the number of acanthasters and the coral destruction as a result of their attacks. And these two reasons, these two separate beliefs are that the first one says these outbreaks and these changes and destruction are natural phenomena, and the second one states that they are triggered by human activities. This is something. This is the key to absorb the meaning of this sentence. This sentence believes that human activities is what triggering the destruction of coral by acanthaster attacks. In this sentence, through means via, with the aid of, by means of. This is a preposition here. This clause in the last sentence is a restrictive relative clause. It is restrictive because it has not been set up by any column before or after it. And the original sentence has been which or that ranges from physical coral destruction through pollution to predator removal have triggered these events. For the sake of fluency, we reduce the sentence, and the reduction process is that we eliminate the relative pronoun which or that. And since the clause was in active mood, we change the verb clung to the relative pronoun into its gerund form. So we add an ing to the active verb. And we have ranging from physical coral destruction through pollution to predator removal. And when we have ranging from, it is if you have difficulty in reading this clause that begins with ranging from, I should make it clear to you that when a clause begins with ranging from, you should expect to see the preposition to later in a sentence. And this too, when the clause begins with ranging from, this too is the key to understand better the clause. From something to something. From physical coral destruction through pollution to predator removal. The verb trigger here is an interesting verb. You can see it or hear it frequently in TOEFL materials because it means to cause something to happen. When we say it has triggered these events, it means it caused these events to happen. And a noun of much interest here is removal. Removal is a noun that is made from adding the suffix of al to the verb remove. This is a way to make nouns from verbs, and we have a list of such nouns here. Arrival from arrive, betrayal from betray, denial from deny, dismissal from dismiss, refusal from refuse, approval from approve, disposal from dispose, trial from try, You see, in cases that verbs end in e, like dispose, like appraise, like approve, like refuse, and arrive, when we add the suffix of al to the verb, the letter e is eliminated. You see, we don't see the letter e here. Then al is added to the verb approve. This passage has interesting words to pay attention more to them in terms of pronunciation. The first one is predator. Predator. Some students mistakenly pronounce this word as predator. They see the letter A here, and they think of A as to be pronounced as A. They pronounce it mistakenly as predator, but it is wrong. The correct pronunciation is predator. You place much stress on the first letter, P. Another word is tradition or traditional. Stress in this word is on the letter D. Traditional. And some students mistakenly pronounce this word as tradition or traditional. And by pronouncing this word as tradition, they place much stress on the letter T. Recollection. The double L here is the beacon that guides you. Where should you find the place that you should add much stress? And this is the letter L, recollection. And the verb here in this verb, trigger, stress is on the first letter T, trigger. And let me check for more words. Thought. This is thought, which is the past participle of the verb think. And schools of thoughts. Schools of thought here means it's a system of thinking, a belief. When you have an idea, the knowledge. When you have an idea or a belief, and the knowledge and information revolving around that idea or belief is called the school of thought. So you can use this noun phrase, school of thought, in similar situations for other ideas and beliefs. In the word phenomena, stress is on the letter N. Phenomena, or since phenomena is plural, this is a Latin plural, it's singular form, it's phenomenon. Phenomenon, stress is on the letter N. Phenomenon. Phenomena. And the clause that have occurred many times in the past is a restrictive relative clause, which further pins down natural phenomena, this noun phrase.